is one that we supposed to been doing a couple days back. We finally finna get to it, man. And if y'all haven't seen that movie yet, we about to do the Troll movies review. I wanted to hear his take, man. My boy say it's gonna be along the lines of some of the shit we be into. Y'all know we be into a lot of the conspiracy stuff. So I don't know if it's gonna be on that type of topic, but he doing a review on it. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, and if you don't like spoilers, we are about to do a movie review. We about to watch a video on the Trolls. Now me, what got me so interested into the Troll, because I do believe giants and things like that have walked this planet and still walk this planet. You know, we done showed y'all time and time different videos of these giants. We just showed it like a couple days ago. So I believe there's a lot of ancient things that we don't know about in this world. And you know, like I said, if you watch that Troll movie, it just goes to show like some of these things that we hear are fairy tales and shit like that, or fiction movies. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I think a lot of that shit is real. Like I said, man, the Jefferson. We go back and look at the Jefferson, and we look at today, we see a lot of the things that we seen in Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? So it's all based on something. Hey, come on, dog. Yeah, the imagination is powerful, but come on. You got to get the idea from somewhere. Get the idea from somewhere. So let's get into this, man. Let's get into it. He says all based on experience. And then you think about it. Like they just found this zombie. They just found this zombie virus. Think about that, y'all. How would they know what the name is? I mean, okay, they could have gave it a name, but how would they know where to look for this virus? How would they know anything about this virus if they don't have the documents from ancient time? All these things that they coming up with, they either created or they going through their documents that they stole and gather up. You understand what I'm saying? They gather up all this information of the world and then they rewrite it. But I know some of people don't want to believe into that stuff. Come on, bro. They got history locked up in New Vaticans. What is it? Vaticans over there where the Pope at? How they got all that information over there and supposedly the public is not able to get none of the information. But they got this room filled up with all this paperwork of history. What the fuck? So we can't learn about that? No, they don't want us to learn about that. They learn about it and then they come and write us a different script. You feel me? He said, so speaking on that, he said it's been in Philly for about 7 years. What been in Philly? All right, so let's get into this Troll movie and let's see what they got to say about it. Or the review, not the movie.
So
the zombie virus. Oh, bro, I seen it. We was talking about that one day, right? That zombie, that shit that's going on in Philly. Man, them niggas looking like the real Walking Dead. Them, boy, I need to find a video so we can show that. That shit is wild what they got going on in Philly, dog. Them niggas over there, boy, god damn. Shit.
Gave our boy his own movie with the Netflix release of Troll. And yes, I was rooting for the Troll the whole movie.
He said I was rooting for the
And I'll tell you why in a moment. This is a movie directed by Roar Utah, starring Ina Marie Willman, Kim Falk, Mads Peterson, and Gard B. Evevold. So there's quite a bit here that I want to discuss, and I want you all to know that there will be spoilers. I'm sure many of you remember this old image that was created years ago, and I went looking for this movie back then. Of course, it didn't exist, but we did get Troll Hunter. I have some good things to say about this film, and I did see some things that I thought could have been done better. By the way, if you have not yet seen this film and are going to, I do recommend watching it in its original Norwegian language with English subtitles. It does give a different feel to the characters. But at the end of the day, this movie for me It's just another excuse to talk about giants.
Bingo. I like what I hear. Because wet giants exist. It's no, like, come on, y'all. It's 2022. Everything that they say is a conspiracy, 95% of it comes to be wet. True. Things that people like me and y'all was called crazy for in 2022, now, well, I mean, what you mean, 20, 30 years ago, niggas get knocked upside the head for having an idea about some shit like this. But now it's, you feel me? Okay. Right, T. Jones. Fast forward just a little bit. And by the way, it was a great movie. Great movie.
Now, I did a video some time ago called the Trolls of Norway. And I go over a bit of the folklore, origins, and mythology, the different types of trolls. So I won't do that again here. This movie, Troll, if you have not seen it, I'll try not to give too much away, but there will be spoilers. The cinematography was great. The landscape was beautiful. The acting was not anything special, but the actors will get you by. Like I said, if you watch this film in its original Norwegian language, it will give the characters a different feel compared to the English dub version, which can be out of sync at times. It somewhat pulls you out of the movie at moments. So for me,
I don't think
the
so.
issue
Not
with
yet,
this
Brody.
film is they decided to go more Hollywood than indie. And when that happens, you end up with a lot of opportunity that is wasted. This is like Jurassic Park meets King Kong, and you see borrowed elements in this film, like the classic.
Hey, not to get off subject here, who remember the new Jurassic Park versus King Kong? How they was battling in the inter-Earth. Something that we was told supposed to be a conspiracy, but yet they made a movie dealing with the inner Earth. Like, come on, dog. Come on, man. Like, come on, bro.
Seismic vibration of liquid in a cup when something giant is stomping around nearby.
Right.
Or how about, let's take a car or a truck and get the monster to chase us in the car. Because all monsters love chasing cars for some reason, right? I mean, for crying out loud. They have the classic helicopters flying around the head of a giant scene. And just like in King Kong, these helicopters were stupid. Even after the first helicopter went down, they just kept flying around it with church bells attached at the bottom of each helicopter. I kid you not. Because trolls are anti-Christian and they hate the sound of church bells. It sends them running.
Now, when I was watching the movie, I watched the movie before, my boy told me about this review. Told me to check it out. It's great. Now, when I was watching the movie, I'm saying to myself, where are we going with this? They said trolls can smell the blood of Christ. They hated church because of the bell. So that's what's something that can affect them. That's a weakness to them. I'm sitting here like, what? What? Like, it had me questioning, like, the understanding of this. How we get Christ's blood, trolls, church, Like, where are we going with this? You know, and so I'm glad I'm getting to hear the review and hear somebody that breaking it down from his perspective.
Yeah, that was one of their plans that they executed in the movie. They had so many plans in this film because they had to stop the awakened troll from reaching the royal palace in Oslo, Norway, which apparently sat on top of a tomb of giants or trolls and held remains there, troll skeletons. And so this whole movie is that this troll is headed to the palace and they've got to stop it. Deep in the Dovre Mountain, something gigantic wakes up after 1,000 years in captivity. The creature destroys everything in its path and quickly approaches Oslo. And the troll is the best part of this whole movie, by the way. They nailed the troll.
Thanks.
Most of the human characters were unlikable at best. And this is what I didn't care for in the movie. The reaction, the attitude, response, and roles of human characters. The Norwegian government in this movie, my goodness. You show them a video of half a mountain blowing up. Oh, it's gas explosions. You show them footage of giant footprints. Oh, it's sinkholes.
Now, when you hear him say that, my boy said, sound familiar? Hell, you beat me to it. When we see the unexpected goes on in the world, they try to play us like we some idiots. We looking at a footprint, they tell us, well, maybe that's something else. Nigga, what? So I like that he touched that. I fuck with that. I like the fact that when we see something or we hear about something that don't supposed to be real or it's supposed to be far-fetched, they try to play us like we stupid. Same thing when it comes to the COVID. They tell us it's an airborne virus, but we wear it. I'm not going to ever let y'all forget that. They told us there's a virus out here that is airborne, but we wore a mask. That was pretty easy to get airborne particles, if I'm saying that correctly, into our system. We can smell our fart, but somehow COVID wasn't able to get through the mask. Like, they just do us like we dumb. They treat us like we stupid and the world follows along. So I love the fact that he pointed this out. He said, sit down like COVID got a bedtime, dog.
You show a video.
Wow, that's a good one.
Video of the creature, full frontal shot. What is that?
Wash your hand and shit.
It's a troll. A troll? Don't be silly. Those are just fairy tales. And
I like what he doing.
How they act for most of the film.
Yep.
So first of all, they get a paleobiology expert to help figure out what they are dealing with. And all she knows is the stories her father used to tell her about trolls. And apparently, the only one with common sense. Right? Even her father. They make him the crackpot.
Wow. Wow. The man, if you watch the movie, the man that knew everything about the troll, he was exiled and made to be crazy. Don't we have things that are going on in our world today that are now available to the public, but people have died for exposing this? We have things that are going on in 2022 that men and women have died for exposing 20, 30 years ago, 10 years ago. Man, boy. And that's exactly what they did to that dude in the movie. He lost everything. His daughter didn't want to fuck with him. Nobody wanted to fuck with him. He was living off in a motherfucking shack by himself. And guess what? He was the crazy man. He said what they calling Kanye. Man,
I guess that
dog.
just leaves her. Because the military, they just shoot stuff. After they realize that the troll is headed to the royal palace in Oslo, the prime minister goes on the news and
let me pause it right quick. Y'all. Let's go to this. Wow. We own this song. Let me find it. Give me a second.
Decapitated in front of us. And until we deal with that, decapitated in front of us. And until we deal with that, the fact that a devout Muslim who doesn't eat bacon was accused of being a crackhead, until we establish the fact that they said that he went to Africa to smoke cocaine when we know they don't have running water and food over there, when they don't have paved roads over there. You saying he flew past Chicago and
now, just to pause it right there, Africa is not as we think. It's not just lions popping up out of nowhere. Africa is a beautiful place. I have seen pictures. It don't look like what he's saying, but that's not the point he making. Now, he was incorrect about that, but that's not the point he making. Listen to what he's saying. He trying to show y'all how they did Dave Chappelle. When we talking about the troll, we not off topic for the ones that think we off topic. When he explaining about the troll and the father in this movie, they said Dave Chappelle was a crackhead who left United States because, you know, he this crazy person. He this crackhead. But listen to what happened.
Miami and LA and New York and Detroit. You saying he went past Cleveland and Fort Pierce, Florida, and he went past Okeechobee and Oakland. You say he went to another country where they're not eating?
Right.
You talking about somebody who has a wife and children,
he
5
left
children,
the United States to go smoke crack.
Doesn't live here in Hollywood. You saying you convinced people that person was an insane crackhead, and he hasn't been on movies and TV for 8 years? Is that correct? Okay, then don't tell me about what you want to tell me about. I just watched you decapitate the king in front of me, and then act like he's supposed to catch up and be a regular comedian like everybody else. But no.
He didn't go for that.
That's not how it went. He was out there with us for 20 years. They called him Pilot Boy because he had 19 pilots in Hollywood, and everybody passed on him and said his show wasn't worth it.
What do you think of
Then when he made $500 million, they said even though his contract said he should get half of it, they said he made too much for the contract to be valid, so we'll offer you 10% of what you made. You mean he made $500 million and they offered him 50? Yes. And he said, what do you think my fans are going to say when they find out you offered me 10% of what I made you? And they said, your fans will believe that you're a crazy crackhead by the time you get home. And my nigga got on the flight in L.A.
And if you remember this, that's exactly what happened. If you remember, I was heavy into the Dave Chappelle shit. We remember this. All of a sudden it came out that this nigga was a motherfucking crazy crackhead. And this is how it happened.
And by the time he got to Ohio, it was so. And 8 years later, he hasn't been in a movie.
So, just to stay on topic, that's exactly what they did to the father. If you watch this movie, when it comes to people, and it's not just in this movie, it's real life. When you know something, but the rest of the world don't know something, they use the media to make you seem like you the crazy one. And that's how they do us conspiracy theories. But now in 2022, the same thing that we had a conspiracy about are coming out to be true.
tells everybody, yeah, there is a giant monster headed into town, so evacuate. So they don't get help from any other country in the world.
Right.
Not even their neighbors. They don't call in the troll hunter. It would have been really cool to have worked that in there, but no troll hunter or any troll expert. Not a historian, not even a little kid reading a book of fairy tales. Nothing. They don't bring in anybody who knows anything about trolls in Norway.
Wow.
So
tell you to think big as a kid, then say you need it. Boy, you
the paleobiologist
that's a bar.
Nora had to go find her father and bring him in herself. Apparently,
Man, that's a bar. I want to elaborate on it, but I don't want to keep pausing it.
Only person who has any info on trolls in the world. Paper documents you could Google search. The military in this film felt small, like it was just a team of soldiers and not an army. They felt more like soldiers for hire. They don't really get into the lore of trolls that much. They show it and throw bits and pieces of it at you, which is fine and works out when you know a little more than the characters in the film. I mean, the film has its problems, not too many to make it a bad film, but I think it would have done much better by not borrowing elements from other movies that we've seen several times before. So, they kind of wasted a perfectly good troll. I mean, the CGI rendering of the creature was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Looked pretty realistic for the camera work. You know, I've seen many movies make this same mistake. They try to go too big, meaning
He said that's
you have the
Godzilla.
troll against the government. There is too many people, and the government and military presence in this movie should have been just as mysterious as the troll should have been. The film wanted to bring the monster into the city. How about you just keep the troll in the mountains and just play off the conspiracy theory that the government was hiding the existence of trolls?
Oh, he own it. He own it. He saying it. He not being as direct. But for the people that can understand what he's saying it. I mean, I don't know. You feel like he being direct? He's saying the shit though. I'm fucking with it. He exactly. Wow, man. I like this
Or
breakdown.
allude to it, rather than having the government seem like they never heard of trolls. Although they have troll landmarks all over the place. It's
Right.
Norway. So, in the other video, I mentioned Finnmark, which is the area of northern Norway. And one of the things that goes well with trolls in Nordic legends are witches. And according to history, there were a lot of them in Norway. By the 17th century, you would probably think that there were a growing population based on the witch trials alone. The Vardal witch trials, 141 trials, 91 people sentenced to death, mostly women. And
But see, the thing about witches is witches, from what we go over, witches did exist. But a lot of females were getting labeled as witches just because of people not being as knowledgeable about females. So certain type of thing, any type of thing happened that they can't explain, they would label people as witches. So you know, everybody not a witch. That's just like now, if we living out, they see some of this shit these women are doing, oh, they bitches dead. You feel me? Label this nigga down, lure that dude down there to kill him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the shit that they seen, they just witch and was killing people.
who knows who really was a witch and who wasn't,
Okay,
right?
he just said it. My bad.
I very much doubt that there was that many witches in a population of maybe 3,800 people.
Right. They thought they was doing blood shit and the women were having a cycle.
But then again, if a certain way of life was trending among the population and if they didn't want it there, I guess that was the governor's way of stopping
you're right,
it from
Hook Pain.
spreading. This is actually a monument dedicated to the people killed during those witch trials. But aside from those wrongly accused, there were real witches that practiced real dark magic. And traditionally, they loved to do
Right,
all
T-John.
that in the deep wilderness. And over the ages of people doing this, in the darkness of the woods and mountains, you're going to have stories of strange phenomena, trolls, giants, the works, coming out of the wilderness of Norway. The mountain ranges of Norway are so incredible. They are like what you would see in a Hollywood fantasy movie.
My boy Cam said we supposed to wash our damn hands anyway. Facts, dog.
It looks exactly like a place where you would find...
What the fuck they got to do with it? Okay, my bad.
Giants and trolls and witches and sorcerers and unicorns, etc. Hey, anyone from Norway, let me know. I may need a tour guide if I decide to come out there one day. We'll go do some troll hunting. I mean, look at this place. That's all for now, folks.
Okay, man. That's a great review, man. I like that. Dude, DC, is he doing other movies like that? Like when it comes to these movies that have these conspiracy theories, things going on, do he do other movies like that as well? I like that right there, man. But he do it all? Okay, let me subscribe up then. Let me subscribe. Okay, I like that. That was good. That's a good review. He actually talked about a lot of shit in there. He even talked about the witches and shit. So okay, man. But that's the take right there on the troll movie review. Like I said, man, we all know that a lot of this shit that they trying to act like we supposed to be clueless to, bro. People are doing their research now. A lot more than they used to. You know, it used to be just a private organization that go out and do this stuff. You know, they get certified. But now, nigga, you got regular civilians now out here doing their homework, studying and going to research shit. So it ain't just people with professional degrees. What's his YouTube? WoodwardTV. So it ain't just professionals doing their research. You got random motherfuckers, man. He said, Rich, can't nobody convince me otherwise, goddammit. I'm feeling you on that. I'm feeling you on that. He said, can't nobody convince me otherwise. Yo, appreciate that follow, big dog. All right, man.
Bello on the bello on the